We addressed the builder, and every time I mentioned the cold room above the garage, he kept changing the subject and coming to fix other things instead of that room.
If you have a complaint, let's check out what that complaint is. Let's thoroughly investigate it and make you happy. That's what should be done here.
My mother sleeps there.
8 degrees difference in temperature in one small room, we have an issue.
Everything's coming from the front. There's no insulation here whatsoever. We have massive holes galore all across where the rafters meet. I can't believe it's not colder than it actually is. Holmes, did they actually do this for you?
No, we didn't. You want a good job? Keep me in shape. Okay, contractor. God, I love my job.
Almost 3 years ago, we were driving around looking for a home, and we came upon this area, and we really liked the neighborhood. We walked into the house, we liked the design, and we made the purchase. And then we wrote down a whole bunch of problems, of course, when you do the initial walkthrough, and we addressed the builder, to fix the problems, and they came to fix some and not others. And then every time I mentioned the cold room above the garage, then, he kept changing the subject and coming to fix other things instead of that room, and he never really addressed it at all.
One of the most common things I find today in any brand new home, older home, it doesn't matter. Any type of an overhang or a room over a garage. In this example here, it's a cold room. 8 degrees difference in temperature in one small room, we have an issue.
Kept calling the builder, tried to call home warranty as well, and they said just keep going on the builder. They're usually pretty reliable, that we don't have to go the course of doing anything written yet. And then as that went on, the warranty ran out and it was too late.
If there's a complaint and the builder is not standing up to it and not fixing it, then it should be up to New Home Warranty to come in and at least take a look at it. But unfortunately, you've got to document it. You've got to take pictures. You've almost got to hound them so they come in and take a look.
Henry,
Mike.
Nice to see you.
Good to see you. This is my wife, Mandy.
Mandy.
Good morning.
Pleasure meeting you.
Pleasure meeting you.
So we have an issue with our cold room over the garage.
Yes. Can I show it to you?
Yeah, please. Well, this doesn't look so bad. But unfortunately, this is one of the most common things that I see out there is anytime we have an overhang or a room over top of a garage, it's extremely cold. You were saying we're about 8 degrees difference in temperature from any other room?
My mother sleeps there. She doesn't complain, but I see her wearing her socks and her sweatshirts to go to sleep.
As soon as you would walk in, your feet would feel the chill on the floor.
So you felt the coolness off the
Absolutely.
floor. Okay, which says we're emitting cold through it.
The issue of the room being cold, they danced around that, okay? And they started fixing other things, and they stayed away from that for about 2 years until they said it's no longer our problem. Your New Home Warranty is up.
That was the tactic.
Yeah. And our neighbors kept saying, just be patient,
Right.
they'll get everything done. They, like for other neighbors, they said that, they'll eventually come and it'll get done. But then later they felt the disappointment as well on certain things.
So he didn't address what you're asking for. He just stepped in and fixed other things. What did he say about this issue of coldness in the room?
He goes, we'll have a look, and that was it. That's all he said.
The only way to fix it is to pull it all down, find out what the problem is, fix it, and then put it all back together.
One of the first things I see here is by code, you have to have 2 coats of plaster within your drywall. Here, we only have 1.
The reason why we have codes in the garage, especially in the garage, is we do not want car exhaust coming in.
So if we see any splitting tape like we see up here, this is an issue for gases getting in. I don't really want to see tape go against the wall. There should have been a black caulking bead across there or another system.
If car fumes are getting inside your home, that's a big deal. You're breathing that in.
We see a little bit, so we have no plaster here, cracking. So these are minor issues. This is not major at all.
The huge deal here is insulation. It's not warm.
We should have an R25 value up there. Minimum code requirement says that 5/8 OSB tongue and groove is the equivalent to a vapor barrier. So they don't put vapor barrier on the warm side, they just insulate the floor. Now here I do see we have a cavity of about 20 inches it looks like, eh? You know what, let's go take a look upstairs in the bedroom, do you mind?
Not at all.
Okay.
Let's go. So when you come in, you usually feel the cold on your feet just prior to entering the door. And once you step in, you really feel the cold. And as you approach this window here is where you feel the bulk of the cold.
Even colder at this wall.
Yes.
That's interesting.
So we know there should be an R25 of batt insulation in the floor. but do we have actual draft zones that cold air is coming in? I just want to take a look at your register.
As I pulled this up, I felt cold air coming in, like a breeze coming through
Interesting.
the hole, so I taped it up.
Well, that's nice that you tried to do something about that. We are going to take a look. It appears to be a 6-inch line. That's what I want to see. Because that cavity is approximately 20 inches deep, and we know the floor joists are at a maximum 2x10, is that all filled with the insulation? Is it allowing cold air to come in? Well, I'm going to open it up and we're going to find out.
I'm going to see more when I open it up. We'll inspect your heating. We'll inspect the insulation. We're going to make it right for you.
Thank you very much. I really appreciate it.
You got it, Henry.
Great, thank you.
Hey, Mandy, keep that smile.
My mother sleeps there. I see her wearing her socks and her sweatshirt to go to sleep.
Henry was talking about the front wall, and that zone right underneath the roofing is a cold area. So if there's any allowance of air to come in, it's going to come in.
It is day one, and we are going to take all this drywall down, and we're going to find out why it's getting cold upstairs. I think it's just minimum code's not enough, and I think they might have screwed up just a little bit. You think for a brand new home, they would have had a receptacle right on the ceiling there, but no, they run an extension cord down the wall, plug it in, run it up and feed the power to the door opener. We'll give them a new plug right up there.
I really don't like to see the tape the way it's done across the bottom here because see, I can stick my fingers up underneath. So we got to think of the gas fumes getting in the house. And I see, just let me do that one little corner right there. We see that? The corner bead, no tape. Gases can get in. Well, today we're going to wear our safety glasses and make sure that we get nothing in our eyes. Smart move. Nice and easy. Because they only have one coat of plaster on this, not two. I don't think we're going to have an issue with this because they've nailed it. There's no screws at all. We see all kinds of pop nails on the wall here. So they have used some backer rod here, which was nice to see, but I guess they're filling a void. So they stop the fumes from going up. Not going to work. That's because backer rod is mainly for expansion joints. It's just a filler. We're going to seal this properly using acoustic caulking. Well, this is nice to see. They have 2 layers of drywall. This brown stuff here is an exterior drywall. I don't know why they use so many pieces of this, but we'll clear this up. It's really unfortunate that I have to remove all this drywall, but in order to find out where the cold's coming from, I have to do a thorough inspection. I want to see what this is too. This has kind of got me confused as to why they did this. Again, I like to see the corner bead. Don't like to see the tape the way they've done that. Like that's doing anything. I don't know what's in it, so I don't want to pierce it too hard. This is the rim board. It's the floor joist board, but it's just funny how it's ended there. So we have a single all the way over and then a double here. They cut out the outside rim joist just to put in the casing on the door, and you can see that they've even cut out the floorboard. We can tell that they were wrong on their foundation because they did a fill. It looks like non-shrinkable grout, but it could be colored concrete or colored cement. It just shows, you know, what speed does. What do you expect from a piecework factory? This is brand new, okay? Nothing can drive me nuts to see a brand new door installed, not close. I'll fix that, don't worry. But first, I gotta get the rest of this drywall out. We'll take a look at that later. So we're seeing the bad insulation. That's correct. They're saying everything's warm. It appears on this side. It's just this room above the garage. So at this point, what I see, it's good. The 2 houses across the street, the people that I talk to, they say it's nice and warm in that bedroom. But yet, everyone I've talked to across here at this point, which is 6 homes, it's a cold room.
They would have at least used like spiral nails instead of them.
Yeah, they're just common nails.
Yeah.
So they're not even proper frickin' drywall nails. A common nail has no ridges, no R-docks, no twist, no turn. So it allows the nail to pop out again easy. So if you use screws, it won't pop out again. If you use at least a spiral nail, it won't pop out. The ductwork is in behind this, then they bulk this out to give more insulation on the outside of what we see, the ductwork. Now this is cute. We have a void in the wall. There's our ductwork. The idea was to build this bulk around it, insulate it, and close it and seal it. So just that little void right there is going to allow some cold stuff in. You're going to see more of that. There's 2 of them. So they're running in, it looks like a 6-inch line here and a 5-inch line here. So the rim joist here was in their way. Now they can cut it out because it's only a small section. But to cut it out with the drywall and everything and leave that open and not even care about stuffing in some insulation or a can of spray foam in there, that's just unprofessional. It needs to be filled up and air sealed. Well, I'll tell you, I'm impressed. The walls look pretty damn good. Let's start taking a look at the ceiling. You see nice insulation here. So they did fill the void. I like to see that. And they did put up a vapor barrier. However, it's split and cut everywhere. It's a cold zone up there. No wonder it's cold. The floor itself is not insulated. It's everything below it. We'll take down the rest of the drywall and then pull out all the insulation and really have a good look. I have to admit that right now at this point, this is one of the better installation jobs that I've ever seen, other than the 2 holes there and the small little zone here that's not covered. Somebody put a little bit of care into this. Let me see. We see an attic that goes into the block. We see a steel beam that's going to emit the cold. No insulation here at all. And that wonderful block wall is just allowing nothing but cool air in, isn't it? From what I see, very sloppy block work with all kinds of open voids in the mortar. Even where the cantilever, they put in the rafters, which goes right into the brick and block work. Like, that's the bedroom wall right there, right? Yeah. So all this insulation we see up here, to me, at this point is useless because we have nothing but cold air coming in directly in that wall. And I want to see up here on the other side of this beam and see what they've done. This is exactly what I expected. Everything's coming from the front. There's our 2x8 floor joist. So they dropped the ceiling down to give an R25 in the ceiling here. They did put in a vapor barrier on the warm side, which is correct. They even put in insulation and wrapped this vapor barrier, which didn't do too much because it's not tied in anything. There's no tuck tape. They wrapped it around. They have a little piece of insulation here. I'll show you. Just a little piece. There's a steel beam. This is about an R7, this thickness here. The steel I-beam right here, which is in the cold zone. It's going to pick up the cold, carry it through to the other side, not to mention cold air drafts galore through all these holes. You look closely in that wall, and what I saw was the inside wall. Again, there's the inside drywall. What's missing here? There's no insulation here whatsoever. So the cold drives right through here, right through the steel beam, right through the wall. The floor is now the cold zone. Just like Henry said, the baseboard, I can feel a breeze. There's the ductwork. There's where Henry went upstairs and taped it all from the inside because he said he felt a cold draft. So all this insulation in here failed simply because there wasn't enough insulation on the end. We have massive holes galore all across where the rafters meet. We got a big hole right here on this side. But look at this void at the end. And this is the attic. This is the freezing cold outside weather driving directly in that void and getting in behind the wall. From what I'm seeing here, I can't believe it's not colder than it actually is. Well, we got to pull down all this insulation. This way we can take a good look at where any voids are. Well, it's nice to see that there's plastic here, but it's not sealed. See how they just overlapped? It's not even taped, so it's really not doing much. It's also getting on the inside of the house on this side because there's no insulation there. Here's our ductwork coming out of the wall. You see the vertical 5-inch line that comes up, and what is that doing? But let's insulate the low side and run a heat duct in there, and that'll keep that floor warm. That's what that is supposed to do. If you run heat in any type of zone, you have to have a return, and I don't see a return. You know, think about it. You're pushing air into a closed area. Without a return, there is no cycle. If it goes in, it has to come out. However, with having so much cold air come in, all it's doing is now allowing cold air to come back in and travel down when it's not on. We have a void going up on the other side of the house. That would explain why he said his bathroom was cold as well. His bathroom's on the other side of this wall. If it's cold up here, it'll travel right through on that side. All this 2x4 ceiling beneath and putting in all this insulation. For all the time it took, it could have taken 1 hour to spray foam the whole floor. Spray foam the beam, spray foam the front, drywall it, it's done. 100% air sealed. 95. Let's give it 95%. Still more than this. I didn't have to do this. Why don't they call in the spray foam? I don't get it.
Almost.
They almost
Did
had
it
it.
right.
Yeah. One big mistake here cost a whole lot of cold going upstairs. 8 degrees difference in that room. Makes sense to me now. Unfortunately, this is the most common thing I see, Alex, and I'm sure you do too, is that anytime we have a room over a garage or an overhang on the outside of the house, everybody complains it's so friggin' cold. Look at all the holes in the blocks all the way across. Now, as I shine my flashlight through, I see the inside wall upstairs. Ran a hot line in there, so 5-inch just to help warm the floor. So we have warm air now exiting, meaning cool air That's moisture. And that means it's gonna rot everything in the front here.
We'll close that line off, spray foam the floor, and we'll also do an air seal on the joist ends up there.
Right.
And that joist end up there. Just give it a quick seal. That should give us some more comfort up there. The biggest benefit you're gonna gain from the spray foam, besides you're gonna keep the heat up there and the floor's gonna be warmer, is the carbon monoxide. If the vapor barrier's got a pile of holes in it, you can't keep it warm. How are you gonna keep the carbon monoxide from entering the house is my question.
We'll spray about 4 inches thick to give an R value of 29. R stands for resistance, and what that's going to do is the higher the number, the better the insulation. Code calls for R25, or 29, even better. Now, we all heard about CFCs and what it does to the ozone layer. Now we use different propellants that are a lot more friendly to the environment. So it's a trade-off. Better insulation means use less harmful gases from your furnace to last a lifetime. Every nook and cranny is filled. That's just perfect. We'll start by just getting everything out of here, just so we create some room. I'm gonna get this electrical run. We're gonna get the insulation back up for sound, drywalled, 2 coats of plaster, and we will be out of here today. Just running an electrical line, which they forgot to do. Give a plug for this door opener instead of running an extension cord across the ceiling and bringing it back down. Well, we have really 2 reasons why we want to drywall and plaster 2 coats in the garage. 1, fire. 2, gas streams from coming inside their house. They should have run this when they built the house, but, you know, things get missed. That wire too tight, or just snug enough. Problem is, you get a lot of shorts when you make that connection way too tight. We want to make sure we do some clips on the wire. The clips that hold the wire are only to hold the wire from falling or moving, so you don't want to hit them too hard. Personally, I don't think it's wise for people to touch electrical unless they really know something about it.
It's called a rasp. It's for taking the edge off of the drywall. Sometimes when you break it, you get a rough edge on it. So rather than trying to cut a small edge off with your knife, which is hard to do, just take the rasp. Nice and easy.
This won't take us too long. We'll probably be 4 hours. We'll have it all drywalled, 2 coats of plaster. The only reason we're putting the insulation back in is I don't want to throw it to the junkyard, and it's going to work as really a sound absorption for the garage door opener. Let's not waste it. Let's put it back. Now we're going to drywall the whole garage with 5/8 drywall, and what that's going to do is give us a much better fire break from the garage to the house. Much better than 1/2-inch drywall. Well, we've finished all the ceiling. I just got to get the corner bead up. I want to start plastering now. I want to get 2 coats on this before this day's out. But to make it safe, we're doing a quick clean and going back at it. There's a few different types of tape for drywall. This is a fiber mesh tape. It's really upon preference. A lot of the professional plasters care more about the paper tape. They don't like the mesh tape. Personally, I love it. You wouldn't believe how many garages that I've looked at that they don't use corner bead on their outside corners. You want to make sure you use corner bead. It seals the corners, especially in a garage. The big holes are for plaster. The small holes are for screws. The other guys had taped this area. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to bring the drywall a little lower than the wall, and then I'm going to beat it with acoustic sealant joint. And what that does is stops all air from coming in. Now inside your house, we're going to use about 3 coats of plaster, and that's really because we want to make it look good. The garage, a whole different story. It doesn't have to be pretty. What we want to do is stop the gases from coming in, so that requires at least 2 coats of plaster. And we're almost ready to start scraping and get up the 2nd coat. Between all of us plastering, this is going to be really quick. I don't see an issue with it. Let's 2nd coat the bevels. Let's neaten up the corners. Just, you know, for appearance. Sean's just finishing that last stroke. Let's go see if they're ready to see it. Did you notice the difference the first night?
Absolutely,
Yes.
we really did. Once your spray foam was done, we could really feel it on the floor. It was a huge difference.
Now that makes me happy. This is approximately a $3,000 repair. That's taking it all down, spray foaming it, and putting it all back up again. $3,000. A lot of money for something that should have been right the first time. Henry, Mandy. Come on out, guys. Ready to see?
Welcome.
Hello. After you.
Thank you very much. How are you today?
Very good now that we're done. Did you notice the difference the first night?
Absolutely.
Yes.
We really did. Once the spray foam was done, we could really feel it on the floor. It was a huge difference.
Now that makes me happy.
It made us happy too.
Come on in. Well, what we ended up doing was taking down all the ceiling and the walls, and we did a thorough inspection to see what they did do. We did find a couple of holes and a little bit of missing insulation around your ductwork, so that was filled. They had R25 in the ceiling and vapor barrier, but they didn't seal it. We did find that they ran a hotline within above the R25 bad insulation. Now, they're attempting to warm up that zone and give you a warm floor. Well, with no return, this isn't going to work. If it goes in, it has to come out. Not to mention, the total front end was leaving air galore coming in, especially the front wall. And that would really coincide with what you said, that breeze you're feeling through the baseboard, the breeze you're feeling through the ductwork. So from there, I called in my spray foam specialist, and he sprayed absolutely everything, even your ductwork, all across the front, directly up. We re-drywalled it. We used 5/8 on the ceiling.
That's beautiful.
I ran you a receptacle.
Wow.
So you no longer need that extension cord.
Thank you. We really appreciate that.
That's very good of you.
Oh, I should have been done in the first place. Well, after all is said and done, it's not the most beautiful job I've ever done. However, we did solve the problem of it being cold within the house. We've also, using a mesh tape on the outside, to do a sheetrock 90 coating on that. And what that'll do is just make it airtight. We use an acoustic caulking all the way across the bottom,
Oh, I see that.
so we stop the fumes from coming in, period.
Well, we really appreciate this, and it's exactly what we were looking for.
Then we've done our job.
Absolutely. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. This is a brand new house. It's 2 years old, and here we are coming in, opening it up, and making it right. So, let's make it simple. You're buying a brand new home, you know you have a room over top of the garage, you ask your builder to make sure he spray foams that area. And check it to make sure.
Yeah, you're welcome. No problem.
Thanks, guys.
Right on. Hope you're happy.
Henry has been sleeping in the backyard, Henry and Mandy, to make us a wonderful dinner.
You're kidding me.
Yeah, we're gonna have a barbecue.
Let's go, guys. Through the house.
Oh my goodness.
With tarragon ribs.
Look at this.
We got some steaks with roasted corn. We got tomato salad with artichoke, mixed greens, and potato salad.
Wow. You want some, don't you? I know you
I just wanted to let you all know that you have a standing invitation to come here anytime and play with the dogs, okay? Make a happy day.
Thank you so much.
Cheers.
Good job.
Good job. Good game.
job.
Cheers. Cheers.
Anytime you're doing a walkout, it is structure. And you really have to hire the people that know what they're doing.
We started looking for contractors, and a friend of the family said he could do a great job for us.
Once he started the job, we found out that he wasn't here a lot, and everything was a rush, rush, rush.
It's supposed to be a 10-inch block foundation wall, and from what I see, I think it's an 8-inch.
8-inch block won't hold up that lateral weight from behind this wall, that's for sure.
Now it's become a danger. This has got to come down, the whole thing. Holmes, did they actually do this right?
No, they didn't. Outliers. You want a good job? Keep you in shape. Okay, contractor.
God, I love my job.
We moved in here about 8 years ago. 4 years ago, we decided to turn the basement into a rec room for the kids. So we decided a walkout would be nice to come out to the pool. And we hired a friend of a nephew. We explained to him what we wanted. So he started to do this. But once he started the job, we found out that he wasn't here a lot, and everything was a rush, rush, rush. And a couple of his people he had working, I don't think they're 18 years old. Consequently, this is what happened. What concerned me was his lack of time on the job, where his helpers were here a lot, and they didn't seem to be too supervised.
Anytime you're doing a walkout, it is structure, and you really have to hire the people that know what they're doing. In this case, the appearances are beautiful. The man knows how to break. He's meticulous. But I also heard that he's hired a couple of young guys and was unable to oversee them. problem?
We started looking for contractors, and a friend of the family said he could do a great job for us, and he came out and we talked about it, and he gave us a quote, did the drawings. He went to City Hall, got us a permit, and we were set. He did the job, and it looked very, very nice the first year. We were very pleased.
They got a permit. Something went wrong somewhere. Something was missed. This wall should not be falling in. We're gonna find out why, and then we're gonna make it right. Lynda, Joe, nice to see you again.
Nice to see you.
How you doing? Not so bad. I hear it's actually getting worse back there.
It is. The wall is bending more.
That's not a good sign. Let's go take a look.
Okay.
Is it the water, penetration within the wall? Is it the structure in itself? Is it an 8-inch block instead of a 10? We're gonna find that out. This is actually getting quite dangerous. Probably within a year, that's gonna cave in, and that's not a good thing. This is extremely dangerous. My God, we gotta be a foot leaning in 12 inches. That's quite a bit. The drain's good, he's got a good slope. We do see water coming from underneath at this point here and trailing down. Also appears to be bleeding through the stairs. We don't want to see the water here like that. That means it's coming from under the wall. That's not a good sign. So when you called him back, did he come back in?
Yeah, he came back, had a look. You know, it wasn't out this much. A little bit, not much. There were some of these cracks, and he filled those. After the first winter, after he straightened it, it looked good. But then after we went through another winter, then it was the same but more exaggerated, a little bit worse again. And we phoned him up and he said, sorry, that there must be
Underground
an
spring.
underground spring, who knows? But it was clearly not his responsibility and nothing to do with him, and basically told us to go whistle. So
Well, he does great angel stone and great brickwork. I'm really impressed with that. However, structure maybe not his forte. Do you have architectural drawings?
yeah, we do. We have plans.
This is good. You even have pictures. That's what I want to see. I encourage that with everybody to make sure we take pictures before, during, and after. That looks like an 8-inch cinder block. That's what the plans say. 8-inch poured foundation is fine, but not cinder block. 10-inch concrete block. I don't think that's 10-inch. Did the inspector pass this? Did he see that block before he closed it in? You don't know?
I don't know. I wasn't here.
Do you know?
I'm not sure.
I have a feeling he did not. It looks like an 8-inch cinder block and not a 10-inch. And if that's the case, something was missed here. Inspectors can't see everything all the time. I don't want to blame them at all. It would be up to the contractor to make sure that he follows the architectural drawings. We're sinking down now with the interlocking stone, aren't we? This is a structure issue, as well as we're having water penetrate the wall rather than being reflected and knocked down into the weeping tile. It's building up and we're getting a freezing and a heave here.
The day they were tarring the wall, they arrived, and he actually had 3 students here, high school students, to do it. So I went out to do some shopping for a couple hours. I came back and I said, well, where's the kids? And he said, oh, they're covered in tar, they're gone. So I don't even know if the wall was properly waterproofed.
The inspector has to see that before it's closed in. He wants to make sure the watertight is correct. He wants to make sure the weeping's correct with the 3/4 crushed stone, build up for the drainage at the bottom. But it appears that they closed it in before the inspector could see it. This has got to come down, the whole thing.
We left it up to him. We thought he knew what he was doing.
It's become a danger. It has to come down and it has to be replaced.
Any future contracting, we're going to be far more diligent.
I'm going to try very hard to save your stairs. The last thing I want to do is actually break that out and redo the stairs.
We'll do a 5-year holdback.
There's no repairing this.
He said yes, it should be just last a lifetime.
There's a problem. That wall's coming in. Why is it coming in? We're not going to know until we open that up. We're going to be digging. We're going to be pulling it all up by hand. There's going to be no tractor going in there.
We left it up to him. We thought he knew what he was doing.
We got a permit. Something went wrong somewhere. We're going to take it down, find out what he did do wrong, and then we're going to make it right.
Hey, Mike.
John, how you doing?
Not bad. How about yourself?
Nice to see you. Good. We have a little issue here.
Ooh, yeah. Holy cow.
It's supposed to be a 10-inch block foundation wall, and from what I see, I think it's an 8-inch.
8-inch block won't hold up that lateral weight from behind this wall, that's for sure. I'm wondering if there has been any underpinning done on this wall. The foundation should be 4 feet deeper than what we're standing on here right now.
At this point.
Because this becomes the new frost level when it's exposed.
We see the green moss in here, which tells
Yeah.
us we see the water coming in. We have an issue with water as well.
Yeah. Well, I guess all you can do is get it open. We'll check the weeping tile, the underpinning, see what caused it, and
away we go. Well, John, this is what you're good at, and that's why you're here. Let's get going, and I'll give you a hand.
hardwood stone, once you take it up, never goes back the same. But if you make a few diagrams, it helps you a lot. For the most part, she'll go back together just as it is.
We're going to shore up the inside of the wall, brace it back against the existing wall so it does not cave in. The idea here is to relieve the pressure on this wall before we start taking it down. That's why I'm just working on this area to pull it out and slowly start taking it down. You know, we don't want anybody to get hurt here. We're going to take our time and do it nice and safe. What do we see? Exactly what the plans don't say. 8-inch block. He's built it up so much with the angel stone. Look at that, he's got, Jesus, that's gotta be 6 inches to the outside of the angel stone. Instead of using a 10-inch block, he used the 8-inch, he built out the angel stone.
That's why they make blocks in different sizes for different applications.
And not to mention, this is right on the plans, 10-inch block.
Sure.
Well, we are seeing the tar here.
Yeah, but he just damp-proofed the block itself. There should have been a parging course over top of the block.
When you're using a cinder block, it's not a poured foundation, so water can get through all your joints, is the point. It will bleed through it. When we have freezing in the winter, what happens is everything expands, even your ground. So if it has anywhere to push and move, it's going to, and it pushed this way. 8.5 feet high, ground, water going against it, lots of force. And once this starts going, there's nothing stopping it.
I think there's something wrong with the weeping tile here.
So we have no choice but to go all the way around this.
Yeah, that's really...
Yeah, you see that? That means it's holding water. We're gonna make sure it's a watertight product all the way around. I don't want minimum coat, I want a medium or a maximum coat. So we'll go with 12-inch cinder block here. We'll watertight it from the outside. We'll inspect this further right down to the bottom on the inside as well. Shame on this guy. This is beautiful brickwork, beautiful angel stone. He's got plans of 10-inch block. What's underneath it? Incorrect. You know, it's inexcusable. Even their layers, not enough of it. This is acceptable. And there's nothing here. Nothing here. You can see they're touching. Nothing on the outside, no parging, not even an adequate liquid tar at all. Just take a look and see how bad this is out. We're seeing almost 7 inches. Only in the last 2 years, I don't think this would last another season whatsoever. So they did the stairs. This appears to be correct. This is the depth here. So we're fine here. We're not gonna dig any more on this side. Well, it's no easy job taking this down. We're in day 3, but within the next hour or two, we'll have this completely exposed down to the footings. We're gonna dig this up. We're gonna make a mess, but by the end of it, you won't even know we were here. We can see not only did she shift on the top, but the ground had actually pushed it out over this lip. Now, it doesn't surprise me because a lot of the block that I see with the mortar, very poor ass job. We can see it very clear, eh? This is obviously pushed in. Why is it pushed in? There's no mortar. I'm not seeing any stone. I want to see the 3/4 crushed stone, at least 2 feet of it, down near the weeping tile, so we have plenty of drainage. It shows we have no drainage here. The guys found the weeping tile, so they did put in the weeper. It has no sock coverage to keep the earth out. I guess they just did this with their shovel, but look at the amount of 3/4 crush they have in here. It should be right up, it should be right out, right up to here, so that when that water gets in there, it keeps it nice and clean. No wonder we see the green moss on the other side of the wall. It's just bleeding right through the wall. But at least they have a weeping, it's just not adequate. It's not the way we do this.
Problem right from the get-go. Weeping tile is blocked right the way through. That's why she's not draining very adequate, that's for sure. And it's only been in here for 2 years. This weeping tile is probably about 8 cents less than the weeping tile with the filter cloth on it. And that's exactly what the filter cloth is for. It goes in there like mud, and when it settles, it becomes very, very dense. And it blocks up all the holes that are there specifically to let the water in.
The homeowners did a very smart thing. They took a video of the original construction. John, let's take a look.
Yeah, you see the depth of the concrete there?
Yeah. Yeah, the footings look very sufficient. I think we can work with that. We get in some weeping tile and drain off the water. Extremely handy she has this video.
Absolutely. Here we go. Okay, can we get her right in? Yeah, right, almost right in there. Hang on a second. No, hey, wait. Go ahead. Absolutely.
We're going to end up with about 2-3 feet of this.
We're going to put in at least another foot.
Good, good.
The only reason I'm putting this in is just to keep our weeping tile clean. While we're working on this, there will be guys tracking back and forth here.
Oh, sure beats standing in muck, doesn't it?
Well, the weeping tile was just totally covered with dirt. There was a little bit of gravel on the side of the weeping tile.
That was their mistake. Not enough stone. Should have been a sock on it.
Absolutely.
This is exactly why we supported it and took the pressure off, because this was just going to fall down. I can't even believe that stuff stayed on the wall. I mean, that's a very bad mix. It's like a sand-cement mix.
Sand and Elmer's
3 parts sand, 1 part cement. It's not holding anything. Oh, this is coming apart way too easy. Way too, nothing's holding, not mortar in between the blocks. You know, when you use proper cement mix, proper concrete methods, this stuff is strong. But not the way they mixed it, let me tell you. We're taking it apart with our bare hands. And the wall comes tumbling down. There we go. John was saying that he believes this would have fallen in by the end of August, and the mortar's not even holding anything. I'm surprised it held this long. Day 4, out with the old and in with the new. We're just cleaning up the last minute things here, getting ready to lay in the 12-inch block. The original plan showed a 10-inch block. They only used 8, the dummies. I'm gonna put in 12 inches, it's much stronger. We've exposed everything. They actually had a 12-inch block at the bottom base here. Go figure. My guess is the inspector came in, he sees a 12-inch block on the baseline right across to the bottom door here and lets it go. He had 2 inches of concrete fill within here, then the angel stone and an 8-inch block. So what we want to do is bring our 12-inch block right into the door. We'll seal that really nice and tight to the door. And you'll see the difference once we put this wall up, just showing how to do this the right way. Giuseppe here, he's a pro, man. He's been doing this for 40 years. I notice he's using corner blocks here. It's just an interlocking brace system. What do they do, staggered on each row? Is that the idea? Yep. Excellent.
Comes around each way and really gives a lot of structural strength to the wall itself.
I noticed they fill in between the blocks.
Yes, especially on the bottom course.
Again, that would be a locking
that
system.
Just stops it from shifting around down there.
Man, I love seeing pros work. Joe's just getting ready to put in the block, which we did not see the other guys use. This is extremely smart, and all it does is lock all the blocking system together, and it also helps it from swaying inside. The idea is to put it every 2 courses, in other words, every 2 rows of block, and what that's going to do is uniform and lock in even better than just standard block in itself. It doesn't cost a lot of money, and these little extra things we do make it incredibly strong. 12-inch block over an 8-inch block. Minimum code is 10. Let's go 12. It's a trick. You put a $5 bill around the string, wrapped it, and put a stone on it, and that holds it in place. Very smart. Not only is he just, making sure that all his mortar's correct, each and every block he lays, he's got the level on it, every angle, trueness, levelness. Now look at that. He's just taking his time. He's making sure everything is perfect. He cares about what he does. Plenty of mortar in between all the joints. What a pro. What I'm used to seeing is they stagger the joints, and again, it works, and a lot of masonry guys really just want to interlock them. But this corner blocking system is honestly better, and it really should be introduced a lot more. On the money. On the money. They're going to completely parge the outside of this. So the whole thing is going to be parged, then it'll be tarred, then a secondary membrane's going on top of this, which will be the plantain. That'll be right down to the weeping tile so that when water does come against this, and we know it's going to, it'll direct it to the weeping tile. It will no longer infiltrate this wall at all, and you won't see any green moss growing on the inside of this. We're at day 5 here. And what John has done is he's got all the parging up. It's a type S, and it's the product. It's not just your standard Portland cement. It's meant for foundation coating. Now that it's parged, we put up a primer-based coating, which now seals the parge as well as adheres the new product that we want to put up. So we're going to put up some Hydro Shield. This requires 2 coats. First coat of Hydro Shield across it, a mesh over top of it, which will be a fiberglass mesh.
We do this on every application of a foundation that we put in. Makes it just like a car tire, just like a rubber tire. Fiberglass gives it the elasticity to move without breaking open. It really does become part of the rubberized membrane itself. And then it gets one more coat right over top of that, just like Stevie's doing down below there. He's on the 2nd coat now. The reason for putting on the thin layer of poly is to keep the membrane behind it clean. And if you ever do have to come back, it's quite easy to open it up and peel it off and you have a nice clean surface to see what the problem was.
On top of that, we're going to put up the dimpled plantain product, and it carries the fiber mesh on the outside, which helps wick the water from the top right down to the weeping and avoid the wall.
The idea of this tear fix being on this drainage board with the dimples out is that when the water does come, it will come right up against this cloth, filter through this cloth, and right down the outside of this drainage board. At the bottom, we'll trim it off, and then we'll fill it up with gravel so that there's a good amount of this drainage board exposed to a gravel bed down there, and it just gives it that continuous drainage that we need right to the weeping tile.
12-inch cinder block, Parge course, primer, membrane, drainage board, weeping tile with sock coverage, and 2 feet of 3/4 crushed stone. And that's how to build a wall that'll stand the test of time. Now we can backfill it and get to work on making it look like we were never here. Joe, Lynda, come on out here.
Wow.
Dramatic.
Absolutely gorgeous.
Totally secure. Nothing's
Wow,
gonna
I
fall
love the
anyway.
finish on the wall.
Joe, you love your job, don't you? It shows.
When I was 10 years old.
10 years old. We don't have enough pros out there. We need more education.
So you get it.
Last day. Joe's putting in the capping stones there. I'm gonna bring the interlocking stone guys in and get the rest of their pavers in place. It's starting to look good. Because the earth we dug up was so saturated with water, we're only putting the stones in temporarily. That way they can enjoy it for the summer. In the fall, when it settles, we'll come back in and fix it. Anthony.
Nice to see you again.
So if cinder block, any issues?
None. What we're going to put is a fiber mesh over top of it. We want to secure the fact that if there's any structural movement, it's not going to telegraph through our finish. So we're going to skim, put the mesh on, and reskim all at the same time. I've embodied the mesh in between the prep coat. This way, once the prep coat is completely covered, we will come back, once it's dry, sand off all the high points. This will make it nice and flat, and then we put the top coat over top of it. Our top coat is an exterior 100% acrylic finish. It's embodied with sand or marble chips. It's also elastomeric.
It's flexible.
Yes.
I recommended this to the homeowner because the engine stone is going to work. There is no room for movement. If water gets in behind it, freezes, pushes it out, now you're going to be pulling down probably $2,000 worth of angel stone. But with this, it allows movement without any damage. Joel, Lynda, you ready to see?
Hey, Mike.
How you doing?
Good to see you again.
Come on out here. Well, you know what? It doesn't really look a ton different now, does it?
Oh, yeah?
Dramatic.
Fabulous.
You think it looks dramatic?
Dramatic.
Absolutely gorgeous.
So I was worried about the stairs, and the idea was to dig it down, and hopefully I did not have to replace them. Sure enough, the stairs are correct. That's why we don't see problems with them. However, what I did notice when we took this wall out was there was only 8-inch block. So that was a feeling that I had. Not to mention, I also felt that it was not watertight on this side. Anytime water penetrates it, freezes on this side, everything will push out. Even the ground will push this out. Main problem, water. So we took it all down. We installed brand new 12-inch blocks all the way up, and we have a double membrane on this wall. In between 2 coats, we have a mesh on that, and that gives you a first membrane section. And then we used another product with a fabric on one side, and the idea is when the water does get down there, the fabric grabs the water, brings it right down to the weeping, and never allows it to penetrate the wall. So we never have a water buildup here. Now, we do have issues. Obviously, we had very wet clay here. It's actually drying out right now, but they will have to come back. I don't want anybody surprised. It's going to be an expected thing. The man had talent. There was no doubt about it. He was great at finishing, but it's just another guy cutting corners, not worrying about what's behind everything. And look what happens. The angel stone is really nice, but not on an outside wall. Only on an inside wall would I put it. If there's ever water penetration from the top or anything, it's only going to freeze and pop it off.
This is beautiful.
It works, eh? And it's not too coarse that you're going to get hurt if you bump up against it. So for me, it does work. Let's do it right. It doesn't hurt to overkill something. Minimum code requirement in my mind, in my eyes, is not enough. I want to do a little bit more. I want to do a medium coat at least.
Thank you.
Awesome.
My pleasure. My
Thank you so
absolute
much.
pleasure.
Thank
My
you
pleasure.
so very much. My hero. My hero. Thank you so much.
Oh, you
it's
are so
wonderful.
welcome. It works, it looks good. And Lynda and Joe, I think they're happy. I noticed the guys what are they doing up there? Oh, we're just sitting relaxing. Thanks, pal. Thanks, pal. Cheers. Good work.
Okay, who wants to
Great. I was gonna have pizza.
a hot one, Mike?
Thank you.
What a guy.
Beautiful weather. Pool, patio, beer, food. Yeah, I'm in. Cheers, everyone. Pleasure meeting you. All right. Pleasure meeting
Well done.
everybody.
Pleasure to work for you guys.
Well done.
Great crew, on time,
Fabulous.
with everything they need.